going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Sports Geek. I'm Errol. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Hopefully everybody's having a good day. Man, there's a lot of things going on with the Dodgers, but nothing with anyone else. They are on a ridiculous tear right now. They're tearing it up. They're kicking ass and taking names, right? So what can we say about the Dodgers? I mean, they've got a super team over there. They signed Roki Sasaki. They just signed Tanner Scott. Like I said, they're a juggernaut. And what are the Yankees going to do? How do the Yankees combat such a move? Inquiring minds want to know. I want to know as a Yankee fan. I see a lot of people just crying foul about the Dodgers. I don't see what the big deal is. They're spending money. They're spending a lot of money, but they're also making money, right? The Guggenheim group that owns the Dodgers, they make money, and they put a lot of money aside to run the Dodgers. So they can sign, people like Tanner Scott, Blake Snell. Roki Sasaki doesn't cost much. His situation is different. Yamamoto, Shohei Ohtani. I think the reality is that Shohei Ohtani money that was deferred, that kind of opened up the floodgates, as you might say, for the Dodgers to kind of have money to sign people. If they were paying Shohei $40 million a year plus, there wouldn't be that money available. So the fact that he went to them and said, hey, if I defer my money, you pay me, after my contract's done, will that allow you to get a whole bunch of players together to create a super team? And the Dodgers like, you're willing to do that? I think Andrew Friedman is the supposed GM of the, or or president of operations for the Dodgers. So he, with him saying that, or Shohei offering him that, of course, a GM is going to take advantage of that. I mean, most players don't defer that kind of money. It's the player's choice to defer it. And I guess it has to go through MLB approval, but I mean, it's within the realm of doing so. So I think by Shohei offering that, he actually allowed them to create the team that they currently have. So that's not a bad thing, right? I wish more players were like that. I mean, I'm not a fan of Shohei. I've said it before. I think there's way too much overhype, but whatever. It's my opinion, right? But the fact that he has the wherewithal to say, hey, guys, we could do so much great things together with what you currently have now. But imagine, okay, fine, you sign me, you got me now, but let's go out and get a whole bunch of people. And I'm going to defer some of my salary, or 98% of my salary in, way down the road, so we can build this together and win a whole bunch of games. Dude, if other top price talent were willing to do that, to go to one of their favorite teams, maybe their childhood team growing up, I mean, you can live off of endorsements, right? I mean, Nike's going to give you some money, maybe Wheaties. I don't know what else. Amex, MasterCard, Visa, Gatorade. I can go on and on, right? You're going to get money from somewhere. Do you really need that much to live off of if you want to defer that? So your potential team that you grew up loving as a kid, that's now you're possibly playing for them, to give them a little bit of financial flexibility to build a team. Sounds kind of nice. And that's what that's what's happening with the Dodgers. People are kind of pissed off the Yankees aren't deferring money, but the player has to agree to that. Like the Yankees can't just go, hey, Max Fried, let's sign, you want $200+ million a year. Let's defer, half of that. Max Fried can say, screw you, I'm going to Boston. Now, what the Yankees did do is they did give him a signing bonus, and I think they said the first 2 years that he plays for us, I think his salary is like $12 million or $15 million a year. It's really low, which allowed them some flexibility to kind of get more players because they need more help, because they knew they're trying to stay under the luxury cap of $301 million, because that's like the next threshold or something like that. But with that being said, Max Fried kind of allowed them to kind of have that freedom. But it was, what if he had said no? What if he had said, no, I'm not, I don't want to play for 15 million this year and 15 next year, or 12 million this year and 12 million next year, and then you can bump my salary up? Then they wouldn't be in the position to do what they're trying to do right now. So they're still over the cap. They're still trying to trade Stroman. They're still trying to figure out the infield with what's going on. But right now, the Dodgers look really, really dangerous. Really, really dangerous. I mean, straight up, just nasty. And you know what? I can see why the Dodgers are doing this too. The Yankees kind of shit the bed last year, right? They kind of blew everything. I mean, they had a decent team, had some flaws, but the beast really showed its ugly head in the World Series. And the Dodgers, even their manager said it, they did not want to go back to LA because they didn't want to give the Yankees the upper hand, because they knew if they won that last game, the momentum could have shifted. And he didn't want to deal with that. So what did the Dodgers do this year? They said, listen, we didn't really beat them down like a good old-fashioned fight where like you pummel a bully so he never bothers you again. We barely beat them. Yeah, it was 4-1 or whatever the fuck it was, but I mean, each game was very close. What the Dodgers did this year, they go, we got to spend more money because we want to make sure that next year it's like if the Yankees are in the playoffs or get to the World Series, it's the same thing with the Dodgers. Anything can happen in baseball. Anything can happen. But they probably want to make sure that if those two face each other again, or whoever they face, it's going to be a definite. They're trying to put their best players to just like, this is not going to be by chance anymore. And the Yankees, in their right, I think they have a better team than last year. Well, a more balanced team than they did last year. They're still missing a big bat. They're still missing another bat, a lefty reliever, maybe some bench pieces. But much better team, I think, than they had last year. And depending on how, once again, a lot of hope, a lot of ifs. But if Anthony Volpe advances this year and takes the next level, if Jason Dominguez takes the next level, guys, he's only 21 or 22, whatever. I think he's going to be 22 this year. He's young. He's got time. He's got a lot of talent. You got to give this kid a chance, man. You got to play rookies. If Austin Wells takes the next step in his development, right? Now we have a dedicated closer. Luke Weaver can drop into the 7th, 8th inning guy, and be dominant to get to Devin Williams. We got Fernando Cruz, another dominant rider that can strike people out like nobody's business, right? We got a really vicious bullpen. Jonathan Loaizaga, when he's healthy or if he can stay healthy, he's he's nasty. He could be a closer too. Just got to stay healthy. So right now, I don't want anybody to worry about the Dodgers. I don't want them to worry about what they're doing. Worry about what we're doing, right? The Dodgers are spending money. Like I said, for years and years of the Yankees building a subpar team, just having the mindset of let's just barely get by. Let's just make it to the playoffs and see what happens. They diluted that traditional aspect of, wow, a lot of players want to be Yankees. Wow, they always compete and they have a lot of championships. They win. But you take the last 15 years, it's been subpar. It's just like subpar trades or trades that just didn't work out, subpar free agent signings that just didn't work out. And you let that legacy, that tradition, that allure kind of fade away. So you can see why Roki Sasaki wants to be a Dodger. You can see, which I called it. I was hoping he'd be a Yankee. Not even lying to you. But I could see why he went to the Dodgers. The Dodgers, they just won the World Series. They've got a whole bunch. They've got grade A pitching, grade A bullpen. They signed a lot of their bullpen guys. They've got bats galore. Their lineup is deep and stacked. Why not play for a team that just won? And they're adding me to it. And now they just got Tanner Scott. I mean, come on, right? So, like I said in my last video, the Dodgers are the flavor of the year or flavor of the potential, century maybe. Well, sorry, decade. You can't blame them for that. The Yankees had it in the 90s. Like I said, George Steinbrenner never had to really deal with a luxury tax, so the Yankees would sign whoever the hell he wanted. The Dodgers weren't the Dodgers back then. The Mets weren't the Mets back then. They didn't have anybody that had the money the Yankees had. But because of that lackadaisical attitude of the past 15 years of saying, hey, we'll just put a contender on the field and see where it goes. And I honestly think that's what it was. They're like, we're making money. We get to the playoffs. Okay, so we don't win the World Series. Who gives a shit? But we're making money. But now it's biting them in the ass because players don't want to play for them. Because now there are still a few players who want to be Yankees. And that's how it should be. If the player wants to be a Yankee, that's the Yankee should accept as a Yankee. If they want to go play for somebody else, let them go play for somebody. Why would you want Sasaki if he doesn't want to be here? Right? Just let him go. That ship has sailed. Now let's focus. What's difficult for the Yankees is it's tough to draft players in the draft when you're winning or competing year after year. You're in the playoffs, you're in first or second place. You don't get the first top 10 picks. It doesn't work. Or if you sign free agents, they drop your picks even further. So the Yankees have to basically kind of, I mean, and listen, you can call their farm system crap. I don't. You have to look at it as for them picking so low in the draft almost every freaking year. Yes, they can sign international, that they get the majority of their talents in the international draft, right? The international free agent signings, like that just happened. But where they pick, they've developed some good guys that are now playing at the major league level. They picked Aaron Judge, like he was one of the further picks down the line. They picked up Austin Wells. They picked up Jason Dominguez that they signed international free agent. They picked up Roderick Arias. So that's how they kind of build their team, because since they're competing year after year and they're in a playoff spot, they don't get, they're not fortunate enough to get, the top 10 or top 20 picks. It's just never going to happen for the Yankees. The fans won't allow it in New York. And that's how it is. So Yankee fans out there, don't worry about what the Dodgers are doing. Don't worry that they just signed Tanner Scott. Don't worry that they got Roki Sasaki. It is what it is. I don't think it's necessarily a geographical preference. I still don't believe that. I think that they're the team right now. And if the Yankees are winning 2 championships in the last 5 years, there'd be players. Yeah, I want to be a Yankee. Japanese player. Yeah, I want to be a Yankee. They're the thing. It's just what's hot right now. What the Yankees can do is they could put a good team together this year, win the whole fucking thing, and then change the tides. Because the one thing the Yankees have learned, why they've actually kind of just, and I'll say they kind of just got by the past 15 years and say, we're just going to put a competitive team on the field, is because they've spent where the Dodgers have spent, not where like that kind of money, but they spent very high amounts of money in the hundreds of millions when teams weren't even spending $75 million for the year, and they didn't win. So money doesn't necessarily buy championships, but in the Dodgers aspect, they really, really know from an analytical standpoint and a drafting standpoint how to get players. Like their players perform. I'm not sure what analytics they're using or what software or whatever they're doing. The players that they pick up perform. I mean, the Dodgers, there's not one Dodger, if you look at their stats, that are like below a 2 WAR rating. That's like a tongue twister. 2 WAR, WAR rating. They just get runs from everybody. They get runs from all around, man. Their bats perform. Their pitching performs. Their bullpen performs. So I think when you're building a baseball team, in my opinion, if I were the Yankees, you got to look at, let me get players who can perform. Forget the flashy name. Can I get a 2, 3, 4, 5 WAR out of this guy, out of this position? Can I get the same thing? And when you go on that WAR, the guy, this person performs. Therefore, it should be a no-brainer that they're going to compete and perform, bring a championship. So, yeah, I'm not sure what they're going to do. I'm still worried that they're going to stick with DJ LeMahieu at third. I still don't see why they can't. Now people are saying that they got to eat a ton of Marcus Stroman's contract to trade him. Like, why? Like, Marcus Stroman has value. Like, I'm confused here how these other teams are viewing this guy. Like, I'm not saying he's complete dog crap, but like, he pitches. He gives you innings. Marcus Stroman could be a 4th or 5th starter on any team, and they're getting paid like $16, $17 million a year. So how much money they want the Yankees to eat? And here's what I'm saying. Like, there's always a Yankee tax. Oh, you need free money to go you need to free up money to go become better so you can beat us. Yeah, you need to eat $10 million of Marcus Stroman's contract. Like fuck you. Like, seriously, that's how this works. That's what teams are doing, right? It's crazy. It's absolutely absurd that's how they value that man. I mean, listen, love him, like him, or hate him, Marcus Stroman still has talent. So I don't understand where they get off and say, get to eat that much money. I said in a prior show that they should probably eat around, I don't know, $2 million, $3 million a year, $4 million tops, right? Bring it from 18 down to maybe 14 or 15, throw in a prospect, call it a day. I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. But that's what's going on. There's nothing really going on in the news with the Yankees so far. There's just baseball is dead right now. I think news will start to pick up. Give it about another week or two, especially with spring training is right around the corner. So next week might be a busy when it comes to teams are trying to finalize who's coming to spring training, who's on the board, what's going on. Pitchers and catchers have to report. I think batters are like a few days or a week later. So just curious as to what they do next. I'm hoping they make a trade for someone, regardless, and then try and come on like the luxury tax is the thing, right? I think if they could stay below that threshold this year, it'll reset. And then come the off season of 2025, they're going to get Kyle Tucker or try to get Kyle Tucker or Vladimir Guerrero. I don't think they're going to do both. And I don't think, would I like Vlad on the team? Absolutely. Because we're going to need a first baseman. But here's what I think. I think the Yankees can actually hopefully sign Kyle Tucker if he wants to be a Yankee, right? Sign Kyle Tucker. You could actually move Cody Bellinger to first base. There's your first baseman. So now Kyle's going to be in left, Judge in right, keep Dominguez in center. There's your outfield, right? And then you didn't have to find a first baseman. That could be an option. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to, play GM here for a second. But I don't think they're going to get both of them. I mean, that price would be crazy. That's a lot of money between them both. It's probably going to be at least anywhere from, it could be $80 million a year for both of them. I mean, combined, 40 and 40, or somewhere in that realm, or 30 and 45, or 35 and 45. Who the fuck knows? Just crazy amounts of money. I know there's money coming off the payroll next year. Excuse me. There's money coming off the payroll, but there's only so much of it, right? And they still have another year or two left of Giancarlo Stanton. So we'll see. We'll see. Call of action, like, subscribe, share, and comment. Really appreciate you guys. You do that. So that's just my thoughts on the Dodgers. I know like I said, Yankee fans are just freaking out that they're like the Dodgers are doing something illegal. They're not. They're just signing players. I thought that the whole Roki Sasaki thing with his agent, that was just straight BS. Like, why the song and dance? Why the charade? Just come out and go, the guy wants to be a Dodger. He's going to the Dodger. Why the, oh, he's going here. Oh, well, he can't play for big markets. Oh, no, he really can. He can. He's talented. Oh, but he just wants to be mentored. Stop the BS, man. Stop the BS. Like, I hate some of these agents, bro. I can't stand some of these guys. They're the absolute fucking worst. Just tell it like it is. You could have saved a whole bunch of people a whole bunch of time. Just go, the dude wants to play on the for the Dodgers. Check this out. I'll do two things. I'll pretend I'm the shuffle, which is, Juan Soto, and then I'll pretend I'm Roki. So Juan, why'd you sign with the Mets? The Yankees are offering you $760. The Mets offered you $765, but it's really like $825 with all the perks you're getting. So, why? Was it your family? Well, no, I do care about my family, but honestly, I wanted to go to a team that valued me the most. I think my value is important. I think I value myself very highly. I know I can deliver and perform for any team I play for. Therefore, I went with the most productive offer. I don't give a shit. Like, you think he cared? For the guys, stop putting baseball or professional athletes or certain movie stars or singers or artists as your idol, as your hero. They're not heroes. Your hero is like your mom and dad, maybe an uncle, a relative, or sister, brother. What the guys in the military who protect the country and protect our freedoms, those guys are heroes. These guys are employees that play for a business, a corporation that pays them. And just like you work for a corporation or a company that pays you, you want to maximize your dollars too, because if that company was paying you little to nothing, you'd probably leave and find a different job. You can't ask to get traded. And you can't go, hey, Walmart can't trade me to Costco. It doesn't work that way. But you can go leave Walmart and go get a better paying job at Costco if that's what you choose. So don't look at them as fans of the game. We get it. We're tied to them because they're so good and they represent your city or your town or whatever. I get it, state, whatever. But they're not heroes. So to me, if I was a professional baseball player, which I'm not, I couldn't hit water if I fell out of a boat. I'm a horrible skills at baseball. Loved the game, but horrible. But I would just be honest with my fans. Go, yeah, I like you guys. I want to be a Yankee, but I'm sorry, the Mets are offering me more. Don't take it to heart. Please don't be mad at me. Please don't be mad about the situation, but please just put yourself in my shoes. if you guys want to maximize on your dollar, if you think that's what you're worth, why wouldn't you take it if somebody's giving it to you? I'm going to miss you guys. It was great playing there. Maybe something happens later down the road, down in life. You never say never, but I'm going to the Mets. Done. I mean, it's that simple. And the agents, they're just full of shit. Yeah, it's about his family. It's not his fucking family. He wanted more. He wants money. Roki Sasaki, hey, I want to be a Dodger. My boy Yamamoto's over there. Shohei Ohtani's over there. We're all from Japan. I feel comfortable being there. There's 2 of the Japanese guys on the team. I think that's what's best for me. That's where I'm going. Sorry, every other team. In 6 years and I'm a free agent, we'll talk. See what happens, or I might sign here. Who knows? I mean, I don't know. So guys, don't get upset about it. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, nothing going on but the rent around here. So nothing new in baseball world, except like I said, Dodgers are on a tear. So guys, remember to like, subscribe, share, and comment. I'll be greatly appreciated. I'm Errol from Sports Geek. I'll definitely see you guys around. Like I said, if anything breaks or any new news happens, I'll jump on, but nothing crazy going on. Just want to throw my thoughts out there about the Roki Sasaki, throw my thoughts out there about, Tanner Scott, the Dodgers. Like I said, it'd be nice to get Vlad. It'd be nice to get Kyle Tucker. I can't picture getting both of them. I just don't see it. I think one or the other. I think Kyle Tucker might be the most preferable. We could pick up a first baseman. Vlad might go to the Mets. And as for Toronto trading to us, I don't see it, man. I just don't see it. I don't see Toronto maybe at the trade deadline. And why would they trade him to an AL East team? If anything, Toronto wants to get him out of the American League to the National League, because why face him? Just like most teams do. Like, they don't want to play against the guy that they once had, because then it just doesn't stick well in the fans' heads. Like, you trading to that team that plays against us. So I don't know. As for them signing, I don't see, it wouldn't be wise for them to sign any contract. So I don't see it. So it's better for them to become a free agent and maximize on their dollar. So we'll see if that happens. But guys, once again, I'm out. Started saying didn't want to stay on too long. Just 23 minutes. Wow, Jesus. Okay, I said 10-minute show, and I'm out of here. Yeah, right. The gift of gab. All right, guys, have a great week. If anything pops on, I'll jump on and let you guys know. But for the timing, it's just been slow, so I haven't been on. There's nothing. What I'm telling you guys already know. There's other content creators that provide similar information. So nothing new out there. But I really appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate you guys liking, and I appreciate you guys subscribing. And don't forget to share. All right. See you guys soon. Take care. Peace.